Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. I'm going to be talking through today's Daily Killer Su Doku level 10. So today is Wednesday the 30th of April 2025. I've been asked by somebody in the Facebook group to go through a level 10 puzzle. So we do today's level puzzle. The puzzle is number 29238. That's 29238. Target time 38 minutes. Let's go. So make that touch screen because I'm working on an iPad. So this is the first time I've seen the puzzle. I'm going to go through my thought process on this one. So as ever, I like to look at where I've got just one or two options. I've got a 24 cage of size 3 there. That must be 7, 8, 9. A 15 cage of size 5 must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this must be 6. So 15 plus 24 is 39. 45 less 39 is 6. Got a couple of 5 cages. So 1, 4 or 2, 3. Now this is very interesting. This 5 cage and this 5 cage must have a different set of entries. So one of them's 1, 4, one of them's 2, 3. If I had the same thing both, I could just swap them around. So I could have 2, 3, 3, 2, or 3, 2, 2, 3. If I got the same combination that adds up to 5, I'd have what's known as a deadly pattern or a rectangle. So there'd be 2 solutions. So we'll bear that in mind. Anything else? Got a 14 here, so 5, 9 or 6, 8. So in fact I've got one of 8 and 9 there. I can only have one of 8 and 9 there. I cannot have the 7 there. I'm going to do this 13, even though I've still got 3 options. 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. Once again, I've got 7, 8, 9. I've got 2 of 7, 8, 9 there. And 1 of 7, 8, 9 there. So nothing greater than 6 for the rest of this row. Let's put it in because we know what that is. Nothing greater than 6 because my 7, 8 and 9 are all spoken for. Let's have a look at this one. So I've got a 29 plus 24 is 53, which is 8 more than 45. So that plus that is 8. And I can't have a 4 there because I'd have to have another 4 with it in the same cage. So I've got to have the partners for these that make it up to 8. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Not a 1 because I don't have 7 there as an option. And let's look at these cages. I've got 2 boxes here. 14 plus 23, 37. Plus 19, 56. Plus 10, 66. Plus 15, 81. I've got my total on the screen anyway. 81 there, so this partners this to make up 9. So 2, 7, 3, 6, 4. We have symmetry on these, so I've also similarly got 2 boxes there. 13 plus 25 is 38, plus 5 is 43, plus 23 is 66, plus 17 is 83. So this plus this equals 7. I'll put all the pairs in. So 1, 6 either way, 2, 5 either way, or 3 there, 4 there. But I can't have 3 there and 4 there because I'll be taking up both options for this 5 cage. So not a 3 there, not a 4 there. And these 2 added up to 8. So my 3's gone here, my 5 must go here. These 2 added up to 9, my 5's gone there, so my 4 must go from this one. So I've got a 10 cage here. I can't have 3, 7 because I'll be taking up both options for the total of 9 there. So 1, 9, 2, 8. I've got a 6 there. So if it's 6, 4, it would have to be 6 on the left. It would have to be that way round. Okay. Anything else visible? Not seeing that yet. So this 27 cages of size 6. This one's of size 6. Nothing particularly interesting there that I can see. Let's look at the bottom. 23 plus 26 is 49, and that's 72. So those five, 72 minus 45 is 27. They add up to 27, not particularly interesting. Let's fill in the 13 cage, so 4, 9, 5, 8 or 6, 7, but not 6 and 7 that way round because I've got a 6 there already. Right, so 19 cage there. So I've only got a total of 18 between 5 cells there. I can't have a 9. So if I got 9, the smallest I could have with it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 is 19. So this one will have to be something less than 9. Right, is that of any interest? So 26, 32 is quite big as well for a cage of size 5. Let's have a look at these then. That's interesting now. I've got 26 and 32 is 58, but I know this whole column's 45. 58 is 13 more than 45, so these two are 13 more than these two. Right, I've not got much room at all there then, have I? Because the most I could have there is 17, which would give me 4 there, but the least I could have there is 3, which is 1 and 2, so I've got 1, 2 or 1, 3 there. So 3 or 4. Adding on 13, I get 16 or 17. So that's going to be 7, 9 or 8, 9. So I know I've got a 1 here. I don't have a 1 there. In fact, I also know I don't have a 2 in this one because 5 plus 13 is 18. The smallest value I can have for 6 cells is 21. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21. And 2 plus 18 would only be 20. So I do need at least 3 there. What could I have here? I don't know how many options. If I've got 8 and 9 there, I want 9 there, but I've also got 1 and 3 there. So I've got 9, but it can't be 1, 8 or 3, 6. So it's 4, 5 or 2, 7. If I've got 7, 9 there, that's 16. I've got 1 and 2 there, so I need 10 to go here. But I can't have 1, 9. I can't have 2, 8. And I can't have 3, 7 because I've got a 7 there. So my 10 would have to be 4 and 6. Okay, so what's next? Can I do something similar here? This is not as interesting. 23 plus 26 is 49, so those two are 4 more than those two. Yeah, but again, I've got a high and a low number there, probably, so middle of the road. It's probably not that helpful for now, shall we say. In fact, I've got a 7 as one of those two, so I can't have a 7 there. So let's rule out the 7 there and the 1 there, since those two add up to 8. So this plus this was 9. I've taken a 7 out of that one. I take a 2 out of this one. This plus this was 7. I've taken a... what number have I? Let's just double check all this. So 13 plus 25, 38, plus 23, 61, plus 17, 78, and 5, 83. I've got a total of 7 there. So I can't have a 6 there. The 1's gone from there. I need a total of 7, so it's either 1, 6 that way round, or 2, 5 either way round. So I've got a 1 or a 2 between those two, and also a 1 or a 2 in that 5 cage. Okay, so again, I don't know how interesting that is. Let's have a look at this one. 23 plus 17 is 40. So those two between them are 5 more than that one. Again, I don't know just how interesting that's going to be. Probably not particularly interesting for now. Have a look at these. 32 plus 5, 37 plus 13, 50. So these two are 5 more than this one. Yeah, so again, doesn't sound particularly interesting. What I am seeing now, remember I said earlier, my 9 must be one of those. Since these two are 13 more than these two, my 9 must be one of those. So my 9 couldn't be in this column of box 3. My 9 must be one of those 3. However, it can't be that one, because I need a total of 6 to go with it. I've already got a 1 there, so it'd have to be 2 and 4. 9, 2, 4. And the 2 and 4 will swallow up both options with that 5. So my 9 must be this one or this one. Right, can I work out which one of those two is a 9? 14 plus 23 is 37, plus 10 is 47. So I've got a total of 47 there. So this one has to be 2 more than those two. Remember as well that I've got a 1 there, so this one can't be a 1. So the lowest combination I could have between this and this are 2 and 3, which makes 5. So I do know straight away I've got 8 or 9 as that cell. And I've got 5 or 6, because that's 3 more than the sum of those two. These two add up to 5 or 6. 23 plus 14, 37 plus 10 is 47. They only add up to 2. Only add up to 2 more than those two. Sorry, so I could have had 7 there. I could have had 2 plus 3 and 7 there, so 47 between those. I could have 2, 3 and 7. I should have considered that possibility as well. However, if I've got a 7 there, the only place for a 7 in this cage, in this box, would be there. I can't have a 7 within the 23, or there, or there, or there. So I must have 7 there, and it can no longer be 2 more than that. So I'd have at least 9 between those two if I got my 7 there. So my 7 won't be 2 more. So yes, I can eliminate the 7, leaving me with 8 or 9 there. But I still don't know which. So what else? But yes, as I said earlier, as I was saying, this is 2 more than the sum of those two. If I've got 6 there, the least I can have there is a 2. That'll give me a sum of 8. So that can't be 2 more than 8 or more. So the 6 has to go there. The 2 can go there that made it up to 8. The 3 can go there, which made these two up to 9. And my total of 7 here to think about as well. I've got to take out 5 there. Right. So what's next? So I've taken the 3, 7 out of that 10 cage. What's the most I could have there? So I've now got a total of 6 or 7 between these two. So if it's 6, I can't have 3 plus 3, it'll have to be 2 plus 4. And if it's 7, it could be 3 plus 4 or 2 plus 5. So that one is either a 4 or a 5. Now this is interesting. I've got a cage of size 5 adding up to 19, but I know that one of the numbers in it is 4 or 5. If I don't have... Right, I think I was just going down I got a bit excited there. I don't think what I said is going to be, so I was going to say I thought I might be in a position where I'd have something more than 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I got a 9 in the 19 cage, it must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. But I thought I'd eliminated that, but I haven't done, so I'll say no more about that. The 7s, 8s, 9s, I've got 7 and 8 or 9 there and 8 or 9 there, so nothing more than 6 in this left-hand column of box 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, what else can I do? Well, this was interesting. Let's have a look at the symmetrical one here. So 13 plus 25 plus 5 is 43. So this one is 2 less than the sum of those two. So the most that could be is a 9. So the most they could add up to is 11. So nothing... I've got 5 or 6 there. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The biggest thing I could have there is a 5, 6 pair. So let's come back to this one. I've got 40 there. These two are 5 more than this one. Again, I don't think that's particularly interesting. If I've got 1 or 2 there, if I've got... Right, I'll just give one example. If I've got 1 there, I've got 2, 3 there and 1 there. So this and this 5 more than that, I'd need a 5 there. Does that work? If I go back to what I was just saying about these, this and this would be 2 more, so I could have 5 and 6. Okay, so I can't... So I could have 5 there, 1 there, 6 there. I can't rule anything out. I'm happy enough with that. So, is there anything else here? Right. So back to this one. That is 2 more than the sum of those two. So 5, I'd have to have 2 there, 9 there. And 1, 2, 3, 8 to make up that cage. 8, I could have... I'd have to have a 9 in that... That's something I did sort of say earlier. I'd have to have a 9 there if I got an 8 there. So I'd have to have 9 in the 19 cage. I'd have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So I couldn't have the 5. 8 would have to go with a 4 there and a 2 there. 9 could go with either option, could it? 4, 3 or 5, 2. Right. If I've got 9 there with a 4, I know I've got 1 as one of those two. So 9, 1, 2, 4. Right. So if I got 9 with 4 there, if I got 1 and 2 there, so I'd have 1, 2, 4, which is 7. I'd have to have 5 and 7 between those two. So 6 there and 3 there. That looks as though it works. If I've got 9 and 5 there, I need 2 there, 7 there. So 9, 5, that's 14. Sorry, ignore what I just said there. I've got 5 there with 1, 2 or 1, 3. It still feels quite complicated, so I won't say any more about that for now. Let's complete this 10 cage. Nothing more than 7 can go in this 10 cage of size 3. Right. So let's have a look at these two. I'm picking things a bit randomly. So if I take the 6 out of that, I've got 47 between this set of cells. So these two are 2 more than these two. Again, that's not very interesting. Right, so what can we see? 6, 3. Let's come back here. So 8, 9 there. 13 less, remember, was 4 there, so 1, 3 there. And a total of 9, which could be 2, 7 or 4, 5. On the 7, 9, I'd have to have 4, 6. So 7, 9, 4, 6. 7 there, 2 there. Right. Again, another blind alley, not seeing anything interesting. These 2 are 1 more than that one. In fact, I've seen a quintuple now. I've got 5 cells on this row 6, which must all be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those 5 cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between them. So 7, 8 and 9 must occupy the other 3 of them. Right. So looking at these two, 15, 16, 17 between those 2 cells, 18 there, so I'm between 33 and 35 between those 7. I need a total then, so if they're between 33 and 35, these two are somewhere between 10 and 12. Right. I'm also aware of the fact that the 9 must be one of those. Given that I've got a 9 there, the only place I can have a 9 in column 9 is one of those 2 cells. So that one won't be a 9. So one of the... So it feels like a bit of a squash if that one's a 9. So either this one or this one is 9. If that one's a 9, so I said these two are between 10 and 12. Let's just have a quick consideration what happens then. So 9 there gives me 7 and 8 between those two. 13 plus 5 is 18. 7, 8, 9, another 24. So 18 plus 24, 42. So that'd be a 3. 9, 3. 1 and 2 there, so 9 and 7 there, and 6 and 4 there. So 9, 7, 6, 4. That'll give me a 7 there, so I'd have 9, 3, 7. I'd have to have a total of 9 plus 3 plus 7 is 19. So 13 there. I'd have to have 8 and 5. It still feels quite possible. Right, so whereas if I've got a 9 there, I've got all sorts of options here. I'm just seeing how it interacts with that one. So that 13, if I've got 9 there, then one of those two must be 9, and that 13 won't be 9 and 4. In fact, I'll have 9 in that cell there. In fact, does that lead to a contradiction? If I've got 9 there, 9 there, I've got 6, 7 or 5, 8 there. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spoken for. Just 1, 2, I've got 3 there. So 1, 2 and 4 between those. Can't have 1 and 2 in the 13 cage. Can't have 1, 4 because I'd need 8 there. But I've got an 8 on the bottom row. I can't have 2 and 4 there. Because it would take up both the options of the 5 cage. So I do know that one's a 9. But let me run this explanation by you once again. So why can't that one be a 9? So 7 and 8 would be those two. 9 would be there. So this one is either 5, 8 or 6, 7. So I'd have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 between those cells. So remember, I also said I need 3 there. So 7, 8 plus 18. That's 33 between those. And 9, I need a 3 to make that one up. So I've got 1, 2, 4 between those. Can't have 1, 2 because I can't make up the 13. Can't have 1, 4 because I would need 8, but with a 9 there, I've got an 8 on the bottom row. And I can't have 2, 4. Well, for 2 reasons. I'd need a 7 and that's on the bottom row, or it'd swallow up both the options to the 5 cage. So that one is not 9. That means this one is 9. There we go. Right, so how helpful is that? Well, can we get some more totals for this one? 1827, 34 or 35. So these two are 10 or 11. If I've got 8 there, I need to make this up to 10. So 4, 6 or 7. If I've got 7 there, I need 11 there. So I could have 5, 6. Can't have 4, 7 because I've got the 7 there. Or 3, 8. Okay, so a few options for that one. Right, well I feel like I climbed a mountain after doing that. Probably for very little benefit, but not to worry. What else do I see? So what's the most I keep coming back to this one, I know, but 40. So that plus that is 5 more than that. So I could even have a 9 there. If I got 5 there, I could have, or could I? I could have 9 and 1 there. So that's... Can't say anything yet on that one. So if I've got 9, 8 there, and I've got 4... I'm trying to see now if I can get away without using 6 or 7 here. And the only chance of that is having 4 and 5. 9, 8, 4, 5. So what happens here then without 4 and 5? I've got 3, 6, 7, 8. But I've also got 9, 8. I've got 1, 3 there. I'd have to have a 2 there. In fact, this is interesting. I'm thinking out loud. I'm probably changing tack a little bit now, but that lot of cells add up to 50. So these two are 5 more than this one. If I've got 7 there, I need 12 between these two. Can't have 6 because I need another 6. So 7 and 5. If I've got 8, I need 6 or 7. I need a total of 13. I've got 6 or 7 there. I'd also need 6 or 7 there. Right. Now, I certainly can't get away without using 5, 6 or 7. It would only give me 2 and 4, so I'd need 20 between those two. So of 5, 6 and 7, I've got 1 there, 1 there and 1 there. So no 5, 6s or 7s between those. Remember also, I said I've got 18 and 9, that's 27. 34 or 35, I need 10 or 11 between these two. I'm suddenly very restricted for options. I've got to have 8 and 3 to give me 11 there. So I think we're taking off now. So I've got 3 there. This was 13 more than that. So it must be 7 and 9. No 7s there. My 7 must be that one. 7 plus 3 plus 8 plus 9, 27. So I need a 5 to go with it to make it up to 32. These two are going to be 4 and 6. So no 3s there. So this 5 is going to be 1 and 4. I said for the sake of deadly patterns at the start, I can't have 1 and 4 here. Now I know this one's 1 and 4. So that's the opposite combination, 2, 3. So no 2 or 3 there. No 1s or 4s in this 13. No 3 either. 2 plus 5 plus 6 equals 13. So this must be the third one of those numbers, 2, 5, 6. That one is a 7. So that one's an 8. This 13 is therefore not 8 plus 5. In fact, I've got a 2, 5, 6 triple on this row. So I can't have a 6 in that 13. It's 4 and 9. Not a 4 there, not a 9 there. So 8, 7, 9. So not 2, 5, 4, 3. That one's a 1. Let's take the ones. Oh dear. Right, undo that. Take the ones out of that one. So that's not 1. That's not 9. In fact, remember earlier on, I've got 81 there. So these two add up to 9. I've got 53 here. So these two add up to 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. And these, well, in fact, the 2's gone anyway. That's a 1. So not a 1 there. Right. Here I could have 1, 5 or 7. I must have the 7 there. Okay. What does it give me for that one? So if I've got 5 and 7, I've got 20 between those. I'd need another 5 to make it up to 25. So it's not possible to have 5 and 7. I must have a 1 as one of those two. So I've got 5 there. I've got 1, 7 there. So 1 plus 7 plus 8 is 16. I need 9 to make that up to 25. So I've now got a 1 in this row. That's 4, that's 1. So no 4 there. No 5 there. In fact, I've got a 9 in that column, so the 4 and the 9 go that way round. I need a 5 in this 17 cage. And I need something to go with it that adds up to 12. Can't be 5, 7. Can't be 9, 3. So it must be 4 and 8. But not 4 and 8 there. That's a 5. So, there we go. This 13 is not 5 and 8. So get rid of that option. And no 5 there. What could I have for these three now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5, 7, 9. But not 7 there. Right. So a bit of a roll there. Not a 5 there in that 10. Not a 6 for one of those. So my 6 must be here in that 13 cage. What did I say here? So that one was 2 more than those. So 14 plus 23 plus 10 is 47. So that is 2 more than those. So I could have 8 and 4 or 9 and 5. Either option still possible. I can't have 2 and 8 in that 10 cage though. So 6 or 9 there, 6 or 9 there. Those numbers cannot go... Well, I could have a 9 there, but I can't have 6 or 9 in any of those cells. Right, so what's next then? So I'll fill these in. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 8 between those. Not a 1 there, not a 1 there. Right, so let's try and do a bit of comparison work here now. So 26 and 5 is 31. Those 4 add up to 27 minus 13. That's 14. So I've got 26 and 5 and 14. They add up to 45, which means this one is the same as this one. So that's 2, 3, or 8. Right, so what else can I see? So that being the same as that's okay. Can't see anything more there yet. 4. Right, yes, I can see a common consequence now. If I've got 4 there, I must have 1 and 9 there. If I've got 5 there, I've got 6 and 8 between those two, and also 1, 9 there. So whatever happens, I've got 1, 9 there, so must have 6 and 8 there. So not a 6 there. What could I still have here? 3, 4, 5, 7. Right, do I still see anything interesting? Let's fill these in. So 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, so for this 10, I've got maximum 7 there, so minimum 3 there. But I can't have 3 because I'd need another 3, 4 there. If I've got 4 there, I need 6 there, but can't use the 4 again. So that's 6 or 7, so I can no longer have a 4 in that 10 cage. In fact, I've got 1, 2 or 1, 3. I can't have a 6, 7 in this 13 because it eradicates both those options. So I've got a 4 in that row now. I've got 6 in that row. I've got 4 in that row, so that's 8. That's 4. So I've got an 8 there in that row. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Still to go in that column, but not 1, 2, or 7 there. Right, in fact, I can't have a 9 there. I've got a 9 in that row now, so that one is a 5. So 2, 5, 6 is 13. Those three are just 11 between them. So 7, 3 and 1 is the only way to do that. So that must be the 9. So not 1, 3 or 7 there. That's 2 or 6. 7 there, 1 there. So not 7 there, not 3 there. So here I've got got the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 as candidates, but not 2 there. Right. So what else could 4, 6 and 8 left to go in that row, but not 6 there, not 4 there. So what could I have here? 4, 6 and 5 to make 15. 4, 8 and 3. 6, 8 would need 1 there, but we've got a 1 in the column already, so I can't have 6 and 8. I need the 4 then. I need to have the 4 there. So I've either got 5, 6 or 3, 8 to go with it. Right, so anything else there? Got 4, 9 there, so that can't be a 9, that's a 7. Not a 7 there. So what could I still have there? 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. But I've got a 2 in that cage already. Right. I think we are getting very close now. Again, in the interest of deadly patterns, I can't have 2 and 3 there because it would give me 2 options with that one. So I must have either a 4 or a 5 or both there. Let's fill in some numbers here. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, but not 8 there, not 6 there. So still quite a few candidates for that one. Right, so what have I... Let's consider this 19 cage again. It's in fact the last cell there for which I've got to fill in any candidates. So remember that was 2 more than the sum of those because of the 47 sum there. So, and in fact I've got a 2 there, so we've now got 49 between all those. So that is 4 more than that. So 8, 4 or 9, 5. If I've got 8, 4, I want 1, 2, 3, 9. If I've got 9, 5, I've got 1, 2, 5 there, need a total of 11, which could be 4, 7. It can't be 4, 7, can it, at all? It can only be 3 and 8. So either 3 and 8 or 3 and 9. So once again, 9, 5 will give me 8 in that 19 cage. Need 11 there, needs to be 3 and 8. Or 8, 4, I need 12 there, which has to be 3, 9. So all I can have is 3, 8 and 9 in this cage to give me a triple there. So not 3 or 8 there. So 5 and 6 in that one. So that's an 8. 5's gone from that one now. So it's taking me an age to do, getting close to 45 minutes. Wow. Not a 5 there, that's a 2. And 3 and 8 pair there. But I feel like I am, I've said it a few times, I'm getting close. Right, what What else? That's the only place in that column I could have a 5, isn't it? So I must have a 5 there. And not in either of those two. Right, so 1 plus 5 is 6. So 17 between the three of those. And I've got to have an 8 there. So 8 with what? It could be 8 with 3, 6 or 2, 7. So those two... So one total of 9, 2, 7, 3, 6 there. The other one there. So 2 with 7 or 6 with 3. So that one is 3 or 7. Sorry, 3 or 7 there. And also, I must have a total of 9 here. So one total of 9 there, one total of 9 there. So that one is 6 or 7. 6, 7 pair there doesn't particularly help matters. Right. So what else? What else can I do? We're getting very close. We are. So I wonder what's happening there. Need 6 or 8 there, so I can't have 6 and 8 on the same row. If I've got 6 there on that row, need 8 there, 3, 9, and I've got 1 and 2 there. So I need 5 there. So 6, 2, 1, 8, 3, 9, 5, 5, 4 there. Or if I've got, sorry, 6, 2. If I've got 6 and 4 there, 6 and 4 give me 5 there. 6 and 2, 8, 3, 9. Right, yeah, sorry, I think I've just said a load of nonsense. If I don't have a 4 there, I've got to have 6 and 2, and 8, 3, 9, 5, 4 there. So if not 4 there, then 4 there. So not 4 there. So once again, if I don't have a 4 there, I've got 6, 2, 8, 3, 9. That's 12. Right, I am talking nonsense, aren't I? Right, so I'll take that back. I'll take back what I said. I don't mean I'll take anything back in the puzzle. Either 4 there, 6, 2, 8, 3, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 9 is 15 and 4 there. So if not 4 there, then 4 there. That one is not a 4. Right, so much effort for so little benefit. If I do have 4 there, then 5, 3 and 8 between those two. I need a 7 there. Right, not particularly good, not particularly helpful. Alright, yeah. So 3, 8 there, 9. Right, I'm still a struggle. 6, 1, 2. In fact, yes, I should have spotted this a bit earlier. I've got a 2 in that column, so 1, 3, 6. So not 2 or 3, that one's 4. So deadly patterns, I can't have 2, 3 twice, so that one's a 5 then. So 2 or 3 there, not a 5 there. So in fact the only place for a 5 in this box is that one. So 1, 2, 3, 8, no 9 there. 3 and 8 there, so that one's a 7. I've got my 7 there. 3, 4, no 4 there. 2, 6 pair there, so that one's a 4. In fact, I've got an 8 in that row, so I don't want an 8 there. That's a 6 and a 2 and a 6 there, and 1, 2. So that's, I've got an 8 in this box. That one's a 9. Again, deadly patterns. 3, 8 there. 3. I can't have 3 and 8 there, so let's eliminate those. 1 and 2. So please forgive me if you have any issues with deadly patterns. We're trusting the puzzle maker to make the solution unique. So 9 in that column, so 4 and 9 that way, 3 and 4 that way, 2 and 3 that way round, so 3 there, 2 there. I've got 1 and 3 there, so no more 3s in that box. This was the same as this one, remember, because if we add 13 and 26, sorry, 14 and 26 and 5 is 45, so that's the same as that. It's not a 3. 6 there, so that's got to be a 7, 3. So again, 23 and 13, 46. These two add up to 9, so that must be 3 and 6 and 2. I'll continue my obsession with deadly patterns. If I got 1 there, I've got 3 there, which would form a deadly pattern with a 1, 3 there. So that's going to be a 2. And an 8, and an 8 there. 3, 1, 3, 1. So I've got an 8. I've got a 6. So 2 and 7 have to go that way round. And an 8 there, and a 3 there. So that's the puzzle solved. 52 minutes. Not a great time, but we got there. So thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.